Yo, what's going on, everyone? Probably get started in a couple minutes. I'll let people file in. Messing with my stream settings earlier, and I think I got things in a pretty good place compared to yesterday. So I upped the bitrate a little bit in OBS, so YouTube's happy, and Twitch can handle it. So we're streaming at a constant 3,500. Is it kilobits per second? kbps? Probably. So yeah, it looks like YouTube's happy, considers it healthy. Twitch is happy, considers it healthy. And it looked good on the video, so yeah. That's where we are. So yeah, probably get started in a couple minutes here. Let me switch over to the terminal view. There we go, look at that. Beautiful. This is what you guys like to see. Cool. You know what I should do? There we go. That sounds bad. There we go, now it sounds better. Does sound nice. Boop. There we go. The bitrate seems too high. Is this working? I think it's working. Stream is healthy. I mean, what more could you ask for, right? Who cares? Says early Happy New Year's. Early Happy New Year's to you as well. We're starting off the new year right by finishing Advent of Code. Well, we're ending the year right by doing Advent of Code. And then we're going to start the new year off by doing more Advent of Code. So, very exciting things happening here. All right, get started in like 30 seconds. Charge my phone. This thing's dying. Cool. enough messing around. Let's actually get started. What do y'all say to that? Cool. Silence my phone because I don't need that going off. Sweet. See, everything looks good on my end. Awesome. Here we go. Here's where we left off. Advent of code, day 14. Restroom readout. Interesting. Oh, readout. Read out. That's cute. One of the historians needs to use the bathroom. Fortunately, you know there's a bathroom near an unvisited location on their list, and so you're all quickly teleported directly to the lobby of Easter Bunny headquarters. Unfortunately, EBHQ seems to have improved bathroom security again after your last visit. Let me guess. This, links to 2016. Wow. That's awesome. Some throwbacks here. The area outside the bathroom is swarming with robots. To get the historian safely to the bathroom, you'll need a way to predict where the robots will be in the future. Fortunately, they all seem to be moving on the tile floor in predictable, straight lines. Thank God. You make a list, your puzzle input, of all the robots' current positions, P, and velocities, V. One robot per line, for example. Okay, so this is their position, and this is their velocity. So, like, they start at 2, 0, and they move 2 in this direction, minus 1 in that direction. Cool, makes sense. Each robot's position is given as PXY, or XY, number of tiles the robot is from the left wall, and Y represents the number of tiles from the top wall when viewed from above. Okay, so a position of 0, 0 means you're in the top left corner. Cool, this is how we've been doing grids the whole time up until now, so this works out. Each robot's velocity is given as V equals X comma Y. X and Y are given in tiles per second, okay? Positive X means the robot is moving right. Positive Y means we're moving down. Awesome. This lines up with exactly how we've done it. So velocity of 1 minus 2, it should move to the right and it should move up. 1 tile to the right and 2 tiles up. Awesome, cool. The robots outside the actual bathroom are in a space which is 101 tiles wide and 103 tiles tall. Wow, okay. However, in this example, the robots are in a safe which is only 11 and 7. Okay, cool. So we can work with a smaller example. Beautiful. The robots are good at navigating over/under each other due to a combination of springs, extendable legs, and quadcopters. So they can share the same tile and don't interact with each other. Visually, the number of robots on each tile in this example would look like this. Okay, so there'd be 2 robots at that thing. 1 here, 1 here. Okay, I understand. So they don't interact with each other at all? I wonder if I even need to maintain any sort of like grid state if I just maintain each robot's position independently and can process them independently, because if they don't affect each other, that's great. But let's keep reading. These robots have a unique feature for maximum bathroom security. They can teleport. When a robot would run into the edge of the space they're in, they instead teleport to the other side, effectively wrapping around the edges. Okay, cool. We haven't done this yet. We haven't done any wrapping, but I'm excited for this. Here's what a robot at P equals 2, 4, V 2 minus 3 does for the first few seconds. Okay. So this is at 2, 4, meaning it's down 4 spots and right 2 spots. Technically down 5 and right 3 because it's off by 1. It's indexed at 0, but that's fine. So if it's 2 in this direction and negative in that direction, we're going to be moving to the right and we're going to be moving up. So we move to the right 2 and then we move up 3. So we should land here after the first second. Okay, cool. Then we move to the right 2 again and we go up 3. Okay, so we wrapped around the bottom. So now it goes up here. And then it wraps around the bottom again, and then it wraps around. Okay, this is super easy to follow. The historian can't wait much longer, so you don't have to simulate the robots for very long. Where will the robots be after 100 seconds? Okay. In the above example, the number of robots on each tile after 100 seconds has elapsed. Looks like this. Okay, so we simulate each robot's movement 100 times, 100 seconds, and then we figure out where they land, and then where they land, we can see that like some might be occupying the same space. Okay, fair enough. To determine the safest area, count the number of robots on each quadrant after. Okay, so run the simulation 100 times, and then figure out how many robots are in each quadrant. Robots that are exactly in the middle, horizontally or vertically, don't count. Oh, okay, cool. So, okay, we only care... Will our puzzle input? Oh yeah, our puzzle input's 101 by 103, so it's odd, so we won't have to worry about this. Okay, I wonder if the puzzle input's always going to be odd by odd. Either way, so you factor this out and you look at the quadrants and then you figure out how many robots. Okay, so we have 1 robot, 3 robots, 4 robots, and 1 robot. Multiplying these together gives a total safety factor of 12. Okay. Predict the motion of the robots in your list within a space, which is exactly 101 and 103. What will the safety factor be after 100 seconds? Okay. My brain is already churning, and I think I already have a really good solution to this. But before we do that, let's go over and actually copy over some data, right? So where are we? Day 14. Let's go into there. Example, input, .text. All right, so the example input, I know you can't see it, but I'm copying it from the website. This, real input, .text. Going to unshare for this part because I'm not supposed to share this input with anyone. That's a lot of input. I think I say that every time. Cool. So now we have the input here. Awesome. So here is what I am thinking. And I think I'm onto something here. 1 second. Okay, YouTube. I thought YouTube flashed a warning, but it says excellent connection, so I think we're good. I changed some stream settings earlier today, so I just want to make sure everything's good. And I think Twitch is working. Okay, yeah, Twitch looks like it's working. Oh, I didn't even see your message. What's up, the bloody screen? How you doing? I saw your message. I don't know when you messaged. That could have been recent, or that could have been a million years ago, so apologies if I missed that. But yeah, what's going on? What's going on, everyone on Twitch? And also, what's going on, everyone in YouTube? YouTube chat's a little bit dead, and that scares me. Not because I feel like you guys have to type, just because sometimes I feel like the stream isn't working. So if you're in YouTube chat and you want to say hello to me, please, that'd be much appreciated. Just let me know that things are working. Other than that, let me run through what's going on in my head here. So for this puzzle, I don't think... My initial thought would be to iterate over it. So what I mean by that is, for every iteration, find every single robot and move them once, and then do that 100 times. I don't think we need to do that. I think we can just loop all the robots and run their own simulations because they don't interact with each other. We can run their simulations 100 times. Now, here's the thing. We don't even need to do it 100 times. No. We can just figure out what direction they're going to move in the X and what direction they're going to move in the Y and multiply that by 100 and then move them in that direction. They'll all go off into their own little worlds, their own little parallel universes, if you've ever done any work with Super Mario 64. And then what we can do with their parallel universes is we can just mod them by the width and height of the puzzle, and then we'll just snap them right back into the puzzle, handling wrapping for us. I've done 2D game programming before. I'm familiar with this logic, so thank God this overlaps with my knowledge. Oh, what's up? I see people in the YouTube chat. That's amazing. Yo, what's up, Matt? How you doing? What's up, Eric? Hello from YouTube. Yo, welcome. Awesome. Yeah, I just want to make sure. YouTube is a very lurker-heavy platform, and I love that. I think it's great. You guys just want to chill, put me on the TV and watch. That's awesome. But I just like to know a little bit that that's actually just like working, and I'm not just talking to myself. But I am recording locally, so if I am talking to myself, so be it. Also, I think I jumped like 100 subscribers in YouTube in a day because I kept asking people to subscribe during the live stream yesterday. And my Twitch followers, I think, were 50 followers yesterday. It's 145 now. So thank you, everyone who followed on Twitch. And thank you, everyone, for subscribing on YouTube. I think that's pretty sick. Hello from Brazil. Yo, what's up? Hello from the US. All right, let's get started. So what can we do here? First things we got to do is we should just make a part1.text. Or, yeah. Give me a sec. Part 1 shell script is what I'm trying to say. Bash script. And then, there we go. And now we have to read in the data while read -r line. Actually, I think it's separated by spaces. Let me look at the example data. Yeah, they're separated by spaces, so I can actually just read in the P and the V first, and then I could break it on equal signs, and then break that on. Okay. Oh, I'm such a regex guy. Should I just do this in regex? Like, yeah, we're just going to use regex. Like, let's be real. We're just going to use regex. Yo, what's up, Tuxbite? How you doing? Love these streams? Yo, appreciate that. That's awesome to hear. I'm glad that people enjoy this. We're totally going to use regex. To parse this line. Let's grab an example line. whenever I do regex, I always like to grab an example line. How do we do this? R exclamation mark head -1 example input, and we'll just grab the first line of the input. There we go. There's our example line. So now we just make a regex to match this. Beginning of the line, P equals in parentheses hyphen question mark 0 through 9 plus close parentheses. Thank God I'm comfortable with regex, right? There we go. So P equals a negative number possibly, comma, a negative number possibly, space, V equals, and then just all that same stuff. So that should be it. And then that is just the end of the line there. So there's our regex. So while read line, do, done. Let's regex match the line. Just do an exit 5 if the regex fails. And if we are here, then we can say px equals bash rematch 1. So we have the p in the v value, so px, py, vx, and vy is all we're doing here. And we just have grouping, so we can just do this. And if all this is working, then we do px, comma, py equals vx, vy. Reading from the example. And cool. Kind of close. And by kind of close, I mean, didn't quite work. We printed something. Actually, I don't know. Let's see. Positions can be negative. That's a good point. They probably can't be. I don't think they'll break because I only optionally look for that hyphen, but that's a good point. I should take that out. Positions should in no way be negative. That is a good point. Grabbing that example line from the text file was magic. Yeah, it's super nice. I do it a lot, actually. Sometimes when I'm like, I think in one of my videos I was writing a usage, someone commented this. They were like, how did you get the name of the program from the usage message? And I was like writing a markdown file. Here, I'll show you. I wrote like readme.md and I was like usage. And then I was like, okay, how do you actually execute the program? Well, you just need to run the name of the program. And I couldn't remember what the name of the program was. So I did :R exclamation mark. Now I'm going, R tells it to read and put the data with whatever's there. So I can just read files. But if you want to give it a file, you can do an exclamation mark and now it'll just run a command. So I can just run ls here. So that just ran ls and then dumped the output of it into Vim. So super, super useful. Oh my God, super useful. Let's see. Let's look at, Twitch chat. Look at this. First time chatter. Welcome. LOL, Bash and regex is probably one of the most primitive and convoluted as the same time technologies I was ever exposed to. Primitive and convoluted? That's just a matter of perspective. I love Bash and I love regex. I think they're great. Let's see. I found it really refreshing how well you were able to write code and still be entertaining. Keep up the good work, man. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, it was, I think it was day 3 or day 4, the creator of Advent of Code jumped in my chat and he was like, listen, man, I appreciate how well you can speak and code at the same time. And I'm just super, I love those compliments. I think it's so good. I like to just talk. I like to yap and hopefully it's entertaining. I don't even really try to be entertaining. I just just basically say what's going on in my brain. Very cool. Thanks for explaining. You got it, buddy. All right. What are we doing here? What is happening here? Yeah, so we have that. Is bash rematch not right? Px, py, echo here. It's early in the day. I shouldn't be doing something really this stupid. It's matching. Why are these not set? What we can do is we can printf all of the arguments separated by new lanes of the bash rematch array. So this just joins all the elements based on new lines and some quotes around them. Okay, so bash rematch worked there when we looped over all of them. We're just getting bad data here. What am I doing wrong? Okay. Y'all see what I'm doing wrong? I just highlighted bash rematch so it searched for it and it doesn't show up anywhere. Probably because I wrote remtech. There we go. Let me just swap those letters around. Yeah. It's too early to be making dumb mistakes like this. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. So now we have all of the... let me think about this. We have all these little robots, and we know information about them. We know where they are and how much they move in a direction. So we should format that in a way that makes sense. So let's do this. We can do all this so fast. All right, I'm going to make an associative array that will hold the final positions of the robots. This is where the robots are after they've ran through their simulations, and the associative array key will be their x comma y position. This is how I'm going to do that. So declare dash a robots. This will be their final location. So now that we have a robot here, we can simulate the robot's movement. So we have to simulate it 100 times. So let's do it up here. We'll do simulations equal 100. And then we know that its position in the x direction needs to, what does it need to do? It needs to plus equal its velocity in the x direction times the number of simulations we want to do. And then its position in the y direction needs to be its velocity in the y direction times the number of simulation it wants to do. This will put it wildly out into no man's land, but then we will use the modulo operator and we will force it to be in the right place. So the way we can accomplish that is we just need to quickly get the width and the height. So to do that, we can say the width is, I mean, I know they gave us the width and the height. I don't want to have to read through the data twice to do that. That seems excessive, doesn't it? That seems silly. I know they gave us the width and the height, but I don't want to hard code it because that feels kind of lame. So since we have this data, yeah, let's just do this. We'll store the robots in a regular array, and we'll just do this, robots plus equal, and we'll push in the px, py, vx, and vy of the robot. So we're making an array of all the robots that we see. This way, once we're done reading it here, we can just do a quick little check. We can say width equals 0, height equals 0. Every time we read a line, we do height plus plus. No, wait. Now that I think about it, I actually, now that I think about it, the width and the height are not encoded in the example input. They're actually just given to us in the text. This is kind of new for this year in Advent of Code. I think it actually tells us the width and the height. Yeah, look. The robots in the actual thing are 101 and 103, but in our example, they're in a space which is 11 wide and 7 tall. I think we actually hard code this, because this isn't embedded in the example input. We just need to know this. That's interesting. Okay. So let's go back here, and we can just embed that data. So we don't even need to do half this stuff we were doing. Yeah, we can do this. Width equals 11, height equals 7. Because this is part 1, and that's what we've been told. So now that we're here, we've moved the robots in that direction, clamp the robot back into bounds. I'll have to do some checking. We might still end up with negatives here, but I think we can do px mod equal width and py mod equal height. Echo robot has moved to px comma py. I'm echoing it out just so we have an idea of like if these values look sane. They don't look sane. They're all within the bounds, but some are negative. I'd have to look at how bash does its modulo operator. There might be some weirdness with how it handles negative numbers. I remember this from something. So I'll look into this because I think in a different language this would just work. All right, let's take a break. Are your Ko-fi working / active? Finally caught you on a stream, Norway here, and looking forward to your bash course. Love your content and Advent of Code series. Yo, appreciate it. Thank you. I do have a Ko-fi account. I don't post anything on it. It is not, there's no exclusive content there. I only opened it because someone wanted a way to donate to me, and it seemed like the easiest way. Just say, here's my Ko-fi account. Go ahead if you want to give me a one-time donation. So there's no exclusive content there. It's just for if you wanted to donate there, if you felt like it. Don't feel pressured to. I may eventually make a Patreon. I've been thinking about that and doing some like Discord calls with people or just kind of like general hangouts or answer people's questions like one-on-one type of thing. But there's nothing like that yet. So the Ko-fi account is active in the sense that if you want to give me a one-time donation, feel free. Otherwise, I mean, like super chats, like actually I don't get paid on Twitch, do I? But yeah, so it's active in that sense, but there's nothing there. There's no paywalled content. There's no exclusive thing to be gained from that. I don't have anything sort of stuck behind a paywall yet. So it would only be because you were like, hey, I want to donate. But yeah, looking forward to the bash course. Appreciate it and love your content. Yo, appreciate that so much. That's so awesome. So if I did -5 mod 12, I get -5. I wouldn't expect that. Can I just absolute value it? I might just be able to take the absolute value. Because I wouldn't expect a negative number. I don't know why it does. Actually, you know what? Real quick. Is this a quirk of bash? I'd have to look up how it does arithmetic expansion. They call it remainder. Okay. I don't know. But let's see. If I did -7 modulo 12, what would I expect? If you do 0 mod 12, you get 0. If you did -1 mod 12, do you expect 11? What does a different language do? Let's see what Node does. Node.js, JavaScript. If I did like 5 mod 12, you get 5. If I do -5 mod 12, you get -5. Okay, maybe this is right. Maybe I'm just like crazy. Yeah, maybe I just have to take the absolute value. Let's not call bash weird. We'll just get the absolute value. We can do a nice little trick where we just trim off the hyphen at the beginning of the line, if there is one. So now if we run this, I don't know if these are right. It looks like there should be... Okay, you know what we'll do? That's what I said I would do. We will put them into the robots right now. And we'll increment it. So if there's already one there, it'll move to 2. Now we can do key equals px py. There we go. So now we have a list of our robots. And yeah, what should we do? Should we print out the keys? Actually, you know what we're going to do? We always use PARR, which is like the print array function. We're going to use a function that I wrote, and it's on GitHub, and it's called vardump. So this is a bash function that I wrote called vardump. I think I have it in here. No, I don't. But let me remember. It's on my GitHub. I'll pull it up real quick. It's a way to dump a variable, and bash didn't have a good way to do this that I liked, so I wrote my own. where you give it the name of a variable and it just dumps it to the screen. So I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. So here you go. On my GitHub, there's bash var dump. And if you scroll down, you can see like you give it the name of a variable and it will just dump it to the screen with color output and stuff. And you can even have like extended like verbose options and stuff. So the way to grab this is super easy. I'm just going to pull this file. Literally just going to grab that file and we'll just bring it over here. Vim var dump, put it in here. There we go. And now inside part 1, we can source in var dump. And now we have that function, so we can just var dump robots. There we go, and this should work. So now when I run this, there we go. Look at that, pretty output. How beautiful. Let's check the chat. What's up, Charles? Good evening, Dave. Happy New Year's-ish. Good evening, chat. Hit that like button and subscribe. Yo, you got it, Charles. That's correct. YouTube wants a verified phone and wait 24 hours to stream, so can't stream here, though. I prefer YouTube. Wish they didn't require phone verified just to enable streaming. Yeah, I verified my phone number a long time ago. I needed it for other features that it had. But yeah, I feel that. Yeah, and there's a 24-hour cooldown. I remember Bad Cop ran into that. That was so dumb. Is there other methods of seeing who logged in using bash? I know there's the W command and login. I don't know about bash, but W and login will look at like the log on your system. So those are more like Unix. That would depend more on the underlying system than bash. I don't think there's any way in bash specifically, but W login. I think the last command, LAST. I think you can do last. It might be sorted in a way you don't expect it. Let's see. Oh, Wishmaster in Twitch says, hi. Yo, what's up? How you doing? Nick says, hey, man, how was your Christmas? Listen, man, pretty good Christmas. Can't complain. Oh, you guys can't see it. You know what? Take a look at this. Look at that. Look at that Christmas tree over there. It's nice. Yeah, it's very festive in here. I like it. All right, we're getting sidetracked because I think we're actually in a really good spot. So if we look at this data, we can see that we have a bunch of ones and we have 1 in spot 2, 4, 2. If we look at the example data that we should have, we should end up with this where we have 2 that have 2 in the same spot. Okay, so we are wrong. Oh boy, that's fun. Let's go figure out why we're wrong, because I think we do it just 100 times, right? Should we make a function to print the thing? I think we should. I think we should go through and make a function to print the grid. And I'm going to just steal that from other things that I've done, because I've done like, okay, day 6 has a print grid function. Yeah, that's going to look good to me. So we'll go ahead and we'll store that in our day 14 part 1. Look at that code reuse. How beautiful. So now we have a function called print grid. This takes this. So we'll print whatever's there, colon equal period. So period if nothing was found there. Okay, that should work. So now we can var dump robots and we can print grid. Day 14. Cool, so this is what our grid looks like. That is very nice to see like this. Let's see. It should look like this. It does not look like that. Still not convinced about this absolute value nonsense. Let me think about this, because I don't think absolute value is right. Yeah, because if we're a -2 world, that doesn't just put us into 2. That puts us into 10 minus it. So if we're in, yeah, if we're, there's something about this negative modulo. Something about negative modulo I don't like. Because like if we're at position -1, and we have like width 12, let's say, I would expect that to put me at spot 11, and it puts me at -1. So I think when you have a negative number, we need to, you can't just turn it into that. What do you do? What do you do when you have a negative number? there might be just an easy solution for this. Yeah, because if it's negative, like if it's -1, then I think what you want to do is you want to take that -1 and you want to multiply it by, not multiply it, you want to add, do you just want to add it? Is that how you fix it? That is, right? It's so simple. Yeah. Just add it. Yeah, I think so. I think I'm really overcomplicating this. Add the bounds back if it's negative. Yeah. So I think we can do like if technically technically we could just add the bounds back and remod it every single time. It doesn't actually matter. We don't really need to check for this. We could just say like px equals px plus width mod width. I think we could literally just do this. Because if it's, you know, if it's still positive, it still will get bounded by it just fine. And if it's negative, it brings us back into the realm of positive numbers. I think that's all we have to do. This looks right. Okay. Here, you know what I'll do? I will take what I have in this correct. This is like what the correct output should look like. I took that from the website. And if I can't correct, yeah, what we have is identical. It's literally identical. So that's so easy. Yeah, so what we have is literally identical. I'm loving this puzzle. This seems so easy. Knock on wood. To determine the safest area, count the number of robots in each quadrant after 100 seconds. Okay, robots that are exactly in the middle, horizontally or vertically, don't count as being in a quadrant. So the only relevant robots are this. In this example, the quadrants are blah, 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 blah. You multiply them all together. Oh, and you multiply them all together. Can you imagine if there was just 0 in one of the spots and then the whole thing 0? So this isn't that bad. Let's see. So what we can do to get the quadrants, we know the width and we know the height and we know they're going to be even and odd numbers. So we should make a function called calculate area. Calculate, or here we go, num robots in area, and the area we'll give it, we'll give it to it as arguments. So we'll give it a minimum x, a max x, a minimum y, and a max y. That's how we'll do it. So min x equals $1. There we go. Max x $2. Min y, max y. So this function can work with any sort of arbitrary area as long as the minimum is less than the maximum. We're not going to bother asserting that. We're just going to write good code. And we're just going to basically loop over it the same way we looped over this. But instead of starting from 0, we're going to start from min y. And while y is less than min or max y, min x and max x. That's what we're going to do. We'll grab the key at that spot, and then we'll grab the key at that spot. We'll set it equal to 0 if it's not already set. We can do that here, actually. If that didn't resolve anything, we'll default it to 0 because it should just be a number. And we'll do local total equals 0. Total plus equals C, because this will just be a number that stores how many robots are there. Cool. Let's take a break. Appreciate your content. No exclusive content expected. Just want to donate to let you know I think you provide great value with your content. So yeah, just donated, and Happy New Year. Yo, thank you so much. I appreciate it. That's awesome. Yeah, that's super cool. I'm glad you feel that way. So yeah, what a season of giving, man. That's super much appreciated. I think that's incredible. Yeah. So yeah, anybody watching, please don't feel pressure to donate. You absolutely don't have to. But if you want to, go for it. I'm all for it. Like, I think that's awesome. I don't want to stop someone from doing what they want to do. And if you do want to show your appreciation and you don't want to do it financially, I completely understand. If you're watching on Twitch, hit that follow button. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Because when that number goes higher, I get stoked. I think it's sweet. All right, so now we have this function that can calculate the number of robots in an area. So we just have to come up with all 4 areas. So calculate the number of robots in each quadrant. So I think we have, what is it, num robots in area? Cool. Num robots in area. We're going to call this 4 times. And the number we're going to call it with is 0 in the x, width divided by 2. We might have an off by 1 error, but let's just figure this out real quick. 0 in the y, height divided by 2. So if the width is 11, width divided by 2 will be truncation. So it'll go from 0 to 5. It'll skip 6. So we want this to be equal. Let's worry about that later. First time chatter in Twitch. I love that this is Bash. That's right. That's right. We'll just save these as A. Are the quadrants even necessary to find? Can you just remove the middle lines and multiply all of them? Let me think about that. I'm trying to think, because multiplication is commutative. The answer is 12. The correct answer is 12. So let's go ahead and remove that. And remove this. So if that works, it would be 2 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 2 times 1 times 1. Doesn't that just get us 4? Yeah. It's multiplying counts, not robot numbers. Yeah. So, not easily. Not in that way. All right, let's see. We want to go 0 all the way up to width divided by 2. I think we want to plus 1 it, right? Oh man, I just thought of some cursed variable names. You ready for this? How's that? How's that for cursed variable names? Oh, these are terrible. I hate this. I kind of like it. I really kind of like this. I'm sorry, but it is cursed. Oh, that's so funny. Sup? Yo, what's up? How you doing? Here, let's get this. Mid x equals width divided by 2. Mid y equals height divided by 2. Is that correct? Remember, if the width's 11, we divide it by 2. We get 5.5. That gets truncated down to 5. The 5th one is the one that we want to ignore. We are correct there. So we want to go to mid x. We want to go to mid y. Now for the second quadrant, this is the right hand side, we need to start the x at the midpoint and go up to the width. This is the most horrendous code. This is so funny. Like, you guys understand this is ridiculous, right? I've never written code like this. I love that somehow. Yo, I feel that. I feel that. Now I need to write a bash script that obfuscates variables into Roman numerals. Yeah. This is wild. Okay, so we have oh no, I'm doing the quadrants backwards, aren't I? Technically, I have them backwards, I think, if you draw them out. Yeah, so screw it. Right, the first quadrant's in the top right area. Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So this is technically not correct. Just gotta swap them. Okay, and then for quadrant 3 is below quadrant 2, so they're at the same x point, but their y's are different. The y starts at the mid y and works its way down to the height. And for number 4 is just a combination of both those things. So let's go ahead and grab this one. There we go. So now echo found robots I plus I plus I plus IV equals total. And then we'll just do total equals I plus I plus I plus IV. I mean, come on. You can't say you don't love this. Oh my god, and we got 12. 3 plus 1 plus 6 plus 2. And when we go over here, we get 1 plus 3 plus 4 plus 1. But we still get 12? Oh wait, I'm not supposed to add them together. I'm supposed to multiply them together, right? I got the right answer, but I used the wrong method. That's hilarious. We'll figure that out. We'll figure out why that's happening. This person says, yeah, multiply. Yep, that's great. Oh man, I have a project in Go to track PRs that leaves a sys tray icon on your OS. Interested in checking it? I have to get a logo for it to be finished. Oh, that's a cool idea. No, not for me. Like, I think it's a cool project. That's awesome. But I have such minimal stuff on my desktop. I hate to clutter it up. I look at pull requests, and then when I'm done, I close out of that tab and I don't see anything. I'm very much like my work is here, and then when I'm done, it's gone. But it's a cool project. I like that idea. So we used the wrong method and we got the right answer. So that's pretty cool. Why did we do that? All right, so according to this, we found 3 in quadrant 1, which is correct. There are 3 in quadrant 1. Because quadrant 1 is this part, right? I think I have that right. And then this one over here should be... Is this one in the middle? There should just be 1 here. Awesome. Then we go down here, there should be 6 down here. We have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, see, that's wrong. 4, 5, 6. I wonder if it's counting those middle ones when it shouldn't. That's what it's doing. That's what it's doing. It's counting the middle ones when it shouldn't because it's starting at that. That's what's happening here. So for 3 and 4, what are we doing? When we start at the middle point... Let me think about this. Yeah, because we read up to the midpoint, but we don't read the midpoint itself. So when we start at the midpoint, we have to start at the mid plus 1. That's only when we start at the midpoint. I think that's right. A little bit ugly code, but 3 times 1 times 4 times 1 is 12, and we should have 1 times 3 times 4 times 1. Okay. I'm right about quadrants, right? I'm looking up quadrants, like which one is which. It starts in the top right and then works its way counterclockwise. Yeah, I'm right. I'm absolutely right. Yeah, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. This right here. Yeah, we have quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how I've done it. I've done it very mathematically. So cool. That works for the example. So now if we're going to give it the real input, we need to make some changes to it because we hard-coded some data. Not that we wanted to, it's just that that's what it asked for. Example. Real. So now we can just comment them out and in as we need them. So the real example is 101 wide and 103 height. Cool. So now if we do the real input here. Okay. So we found this many robots. Let's go over to our web browser. Put it in. That's the right answer. Let's go. Let's go. This was so much easier than day 13. Oh my God. This was so much easier. Now, part 1 in day 13 was actually pretty easy. I should pull back there. I'm very afraid of what part 2 is going to do. But I didn't approach part 1 the way that I originally thought, which would have been to iterate over it and do the simulation multiple times. I'm just using basic math here. So hopefully part 2 is just like do it a million times. During the bathroom break, part 2. All right, part 2. During the bathroom break, someone notices that these robots seem awfully similar to the ones built and used at the North Pole. If they're the same type of robots, they should have a hard-coded Easter egg. Very rarely, most of the robots should arrange themselves into a picture of a Christmas tree. What? So at some point during this... This is... I didn't do this in an iterative way. I did this using a mathematical way to jump from 0 to 100. And now I'm being punished for that. Because I need to see when it creates a Christmas tree. So if I... Guys, this sounds dope. So if I run this simulation, at some point, the robots will just converge to create a picture of a Christmas tree? That might be the coolest thing I've ever heard. Wow. Now, interesting thing here, the fewest number of seconds that must elapse for the robot to display the Easter egg. Could it take minutes? Like 100 seconds was the limit here, but is that something that is that something that can happen faster? And it just has a picture of an Easter egg, or sorry, a picture of a Christmas tree. Like, I don't even know what that could look like. I wouldn't even know how to test for this, except looking at it. This is a clearly visual puzzle. This is such a cool idea. So if I just run this animation, all this chaos is just going to coalesce into a Christmas tree at one point. Like, okay, here's the thing. I said I'm going to write it in Bash, and I am going to write it in Bash. I like doing that. But if this is... part of me wants to visualize this in more of a graphics language, like reach for, like, you know, a video game 2D type of thing, and then have it converge and just create the picture. Because you could run it so much. Like, if we're going to do it on the terminal, it's going to be stretched in a weird way. Whoops. Okay, we're back. This is such... Wow. I would have never expected this. Wow. Okay, so here's the problem. How am I going to display all this comfortably on my terminal? I have to, like, lower the font size like crazy. We'll mess with this. How do you tell if it's a tree programmatically? That's the thing. I don't know how you tell if it's a tree programmatically. You'd have... This has to be a visual thing, right? Right? Like, am I crazy? What is the way to say, like, is tree Boolean yes? Like, what... This is really cute. This is really, really cool. I love this. This is amazing. This is such a cool twist. Yes. Yes, it is. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We'll open up a new terminal. This is going to be very small, so you may not be able to read it on stream, but the point is I want to fit the whole animation into what you guys can see, right? It's still too much. I don't know how I can visualize this comfortably in Bash. Okay, let's think about this. This is a visual puzzle. This is a visual puzzle. And as such, if you notice the way this font is laid out, each font is twice as high as it is long. So we're stretched out vertically like crazy. I think we can use Braille characters, or maybe we could even get away with colons. I think we might be able to do colons. So hear me out, hear me out. I'll do it on a bigger terminal so you guys can see it. If we did like ... colon, dot, colon, is there a way to do a dot on the top? Okay, if we can somehow turn a single character into embedding a top and a bottom thing when we print it, we can shrink it down. I think Braille characters are the way to do this, because is there a way to do like an upper dot character? There is. I'm just looking up Braille characters. Because we have to, we have to represent this, right? Okay, awesome. These are PNGs of Braille characters. That doesn't help me. Braille character, what do you search? Braille character Unicode? Braille patterns? Hey, here we go. How do we want to do this? If they're arranged into a shape, every robot has a neighbor, right? Very loose, but you could go for a first try. That's true. There may be a good way to programmatically determine even if you're getting close. So I could learn like, oh, this happens around, 800 seconds in. So I could at least start there and not have to brute force the whole thing. As long as they don't stand into lights to IG. Yeah, true. Like if there's like things in the middle that kind of turn into little Christmas lights, like our Christmas tree animation. Curl xmas.ysap.sh pipe bash. Anyone can run this on your terminal right there, or you can go to that website in your terminal, or in your browser. This is so sick. This is so sick. What a wild puzzle. Is there any way to do like, okay, I mean, I'm gonna make up a character name. Top half of colon character Unicode. I'm just going to look up a list of Unicode characters. Because all I want is a way to shrink this down, and we might be able to visualize it on the terminal. Maybe DirView, that thing someone posts on Discord? Yeah, possibly. Because we do need a way of visualizing things in the terminal, so it might end up be something like that. Like we might have to actually get something that can draw on the terminal. There's a mid dot. I mean, I could always do like that. Yeah, we might just have to do an apostrophe. Like, keep it simple, you know? So we'll have different characters that we can use. So like, oops. So here's what I'm thinking. CP part 1 to part 2, Vim part 2. We don't have to change much here, but we have to change the, this is so cool. This is really, really, really cool. We have to change the way we display the thing. So instead of looping the height, we have to loop twice height. So we have to loop height twice, and then we have to get C1, and then we have to get C2. So I'm grabbing two characters out of this loop now. The one character that we want and the one below it, which is, a greater Y value. And now we will have C1 and C2, and they will be numbers or they will be empty. So if -n, this is going to be so slow to print this, but if -n, -n C1 and then -n C2, then So if they're both set, then C is a colon. elif dash n C1. If only this one is set, this is the top one, then it's a single quote. And if the bottom one is set, then this is the period. And we defaulted to just being an empty space. So what about the degree symbol or bullet? Yeah, I think, is it alt-8? I think it is alt-8. I think you're right. Yeah, good call. That didn't even come close to what I wanted. It could be something like that. There's all sorts of fun characters we could use. I don't know. Let's try this and then let's see what happens. Okay, go over here and we'll just run it. Oh, we ran part 1. Whoa. That is sick. This is sick. So we can see where all the robots are. Now, this will, if there's multiple robots in the same spot, they'll just be overlapping, but we don't actually care. This is really, really, really cool. Okay, so let's go over here. Part 2. We need to do a couple things. Let me think about this. Let's not var dump it. And let's exit the moment we print the grid. We don't need to do anything else. This is so cool. So eventually this is static. All right, now what we need to do, we need to do the thing that I didn't do, which was just iterate one by one. So we need to store every robot. Yeah, this is wrong. We need an associative array. No, we need a regular array. I don't know what to call it, so we're just gonna call it foo. Yep. So foo will just be, this is what we were gonna do first. Px, py, vx, vy. Oh, this is gonna be so slow. We'll see. We'll see how fast we can run this. Just call it all. That way we can run simulations. So we'll run a simulation of every single robot. First, we'll print the grid. Yeah. Okay. We're getting there. We'll initialize this to just, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't have to be numbers, just literally that. There is a robot there. And then when we get down here, we're going to run the simulation. So in order to run the simulation, we have to clear out where all the robots are. So that will set it to an empty array. And now we need to loop over all. So for robot in all, new all. Oh, this is so gross. There's got to be a faster way to do this, but whatever. Because robot is actually just a string. Now we need to simulate the movement. And to do that, we just use this. And we don't bother doing, what is this? There we go. And we just don't need to do simulations. Okay. So now we've moved the robot. So now new all plus equal px, py, vx, vy. And we just store that data back into a new array. And then we're down here, all equals new all. We're just copying over that array, overwriting the original one. I don't know how slow this is going to be. That's my only concern. Yeah, we'll print the grid. We'll echo iteration I, set I equal to 1. And then we'll just read. And this should block until we press a button. Bear with me. I don't know if any of this is going to make sense. Well, it didn't block or do anything. But we're trying. Yo, okay. What's up, Russell? Thank you for the $20 super chat in YouTube. Jeez, that is an insanely nice thing to give me. Oh my god, that's incredible. Thank you so much. That is super, super nice. Ooh, let's celebrate their first super on a live stream. How do I do that? What do I do? I don't know how to celebrate it. I'll just celebrate it like this. Yo, thank you so much, Russell, for the $20 super chat in YouTube. That is super nice. Thank you for being so open with the way you think. Yo, I appreciate that. I absolutely appreciate that. One of the things that annoys me with content creators, I hate that you just gave me a compliment. I instantly started talking about things that annoy me. But no, one of the things that I find annoying with other content creators, I don't even mean to throw anyone under the bus here, it's just some people show you the highlight reels. They show you the problem solved, but they don't show you the problem solving. So I like to show that. I like to just be completely open and be like, here's what I'm thinking. Like, I don't know, not embarrassed by it, just this is what's going through my brain. So yeah, I'm glad you appreciate that. I think that's super cool. Thank you so much for that. That is huge. That is incredible. Wow. Amazing. Beautiful. Thank you. All right, so what are we doing here? We'll just put this at the 0. Iteration I is here. Print grid. And then we will block. Oh no, we can't block because standard out's already closed. So let's just sleep 1. And then we'll run the whole simulation. We'll increment I, and then we'll print the grid. Okay. Yep, we've got it. We've got it. Can you clear the screen between iterations to keep the grid in place while the simulation runs? Yeah, I can. It should be okay the way it works. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know if clearing... Let's see. Clearing the screen might not be ideal because I still think it's technically a little bit too high. I might have to shrink it down a little bit. Actually, yeah, if I shrink it down, then I will clear the screen. I will do that. Here's what I'll do. Disp equals this. So this is a cool little trick. Store the screen. I'm basically double buffering here. I'm storing all the output that would be written into a string. And then I can clear echo the string, so it's really fast. And then we'll sleep too. So yeah, let's go over here. And let's shrink this down even more. I know the terminal's getting smaller. Ignore that. Don't worry that the terminal's getting smaller because I can just go into dev ysap tools and run this horizontal stream script. And then it just makes everything the right size, which is beautiful. I can also change the size of my chat, which was annoying. But, you know, hey, we take the good with the bad. So if I run this, which I know you won't be able to see much, but you'll just be able to see a picture. That is great. Now, it's not great that it's like printing nothing and we only see one robot moving around. So we'll figure out what's going on there. That part's not ideal. But yeah, we'll figure out what's happening. Echo simulating robot. Yeah, okay, so it only tried to simulate one robot. That is less than ideal. So at some point, all the robots are being lost. Oh, you know why? Because right here. Plus equal. That's it. That's it. That's all I needed. That's what was missing. Plus equal. Cool. So technically speaking, if we run this, we can make it a little bit bigger, right? Give me a second. Let me reset the stream. Okay. I think this is this just big enough for it? Yes. Okay. Sweet. This is just big enough for it. So technically speaking, this should hit a point where it looks like a Christmas tree, which is insane if that's the case. Like, that is insane, right? That's crazy. Sleep is probably, well, let's see what it looks like without any sleeps. This is just going to let Bash go as fast as it possibly can. Are you ready for this? This looks like static to me. For a split moment, it looked like something there, didn't it? I don't love that the screen flickers. Let's try some things here. I'm going to try and reduce flickering in the screen. So, Rust Rewrite episode 2. Listen. I want to make like a visual thing for this. I would reach for a game library. I would do it in Rust macroquad, or I could do it in C, and we could do it in Raylib. I don't know if people are interested in C. I think the Rust rewrites are probably more fun for people. So instead of clearing, let's tput C up 0, 0. And then, yeah, I think that's fine. And then we'll just do this. We'll just get the make screen ready for drawing. So we'll make a cleanup function, which will put the screen back to normal. And then we'll make the cursor invisible, trap, cleanup, exit. What else do we do? SMCUP and RMCUP. So we're gonna, when the script starts, it puts us into the alternate screen and it will hide our cursor. And then when we exit the script, it'll come back. So that's what should happen. And instead of clearing the screen, we're just moving the cursor to 0, 0. So this should result in way less tearing and stuff like that. Let's see. Jesus, I really need to go to bed, but the suspense of this is killing me. If you have to go, you have to go. I understand. But yeah, this is going to be really fun because, I mean, at some point we're going to hit the answer, and I don't know when it could possibly be. Never heard of anything graphical in straight C. That's my vote. Yeah, there's a library I really like called Raylib. It's literally RAYLIB. It's such a simple library for doing game development in C. It like gets out of your way, which is super nice. Really, really like it. Look at that. No tearing, no anything. Ooh. That one little iteration looked really nice. Now what we should do, we should definitely have a function. I would like to be able to give it a command line argument to like start at a certain number of iterations. Because we can mathematically get there at a starting point. Because like, when are we going to hit a tree? Which one of these looks like a tree? They are coalescing really cool. And sometimes they really like, they look really neat. Was that almost a tree? What was that? I feel like I'm going crazy watching this. Ooh, that kind of looked like something, didn't it? I don't know what I'm looking for. That could have been a tree. Here's what we'll do. How's this? How's this? How's this? Let's try this. Make dir dash p frames, and then we will echo. Once we get here, we'll also echo the display into frames i.text. So what this will do, as this is running, we have a directory now called frames, and we can look through all of these frames and get an idea of what's going on. T would probably be better. Only have to write it once, but here we are. So the question is, while that runs, are any of these frames... Oh, I did start.text right. Are any of these a Christmas tree? Because I'm like there. Iteration like 150 or 160 something. Kind of looked interesting. Or maybe the screen just teared. Like, look at this. Like, this is really fascinating, right? Now, because like, look at how many of these are just in a line. Like, this is so interesting. There's also the possibility, and we do need to consider this, that I wrote this logic wrong. That is also a very real possibility, that my print logic is wrong and we're never actually going to see the picture. I don't have any reason to believe that, but just that's something to be aware of, because that would suck if that was the case. Y is less than height. Y plus equal 2. We grab what's at the character there. We grab the character at Y plus 1. And then if they're both set, then we put a colon. If just the top one's set, then we put a single quote. And if just the bottom one is set, we put a period, and then we print it. That should be fine. This logic seems sound. Now, at some point, we are to see a Christmas tree emerge, right? What does that look like? Could we do something just like cat frame star.text? This is gonna be a lot. Yeah, so like every tree is here. I'm literally just, yeah, like right there. That is such a unique thing, right? Wait a minute. Look at this. Look at this. Okay. I'm going to come up with a theory that makes no sense, but it helped us solve the last one. Look at this. There are secret messages in here. I think this might be the coolest puzzle I've done. Having to visually scrub data is so rewarding. I don't even know how to explain this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. This is so cool. Okay, here is my theory. Here's Schizophrenia Unlocked. Spent so much time doing this one, did you? Oh man, I'm excited then. No spoilers, please. I don't think you're going to give me any, but yeah. I just want to throw that out there. Here's my theory, because it helped us solve the last one. Look at that. What? Dude, this is sick. Okay. My theory is there's going to be a pattern. Every X one of them will have like some coalescence, and we should just generate them in a way. And we should just, yeah. Let me think about this. So for F in frames star.text, do echo $f cat $f done. So now we'll print the exact same thing, but every single time we'll have the file name above it, so we can start to like look for a pattern. So I'm literally just visually scrubbing. There we go. The first one appears at 128. The next one appears at 167. 231. 128, 167. 128, 167, 231. Am I going crazy? It's going to happen. 25. $268. $66. These numbers mean nothing. There's a Temple S joke. Yeah, the schizophrenia. Yeah. Let's see. Kind of reminds me of the Game of Life. Yeah, it's kind of similar. Looks like a pendulum wave slowly drifting out of sync. Yeah, it kind of like gives me that vibe, but I might be heading down the wrong path. So here are the numbers I extracted from it. Let's try and put them in order. 25, 66. Okay, they're in order. I don't know what to glean from that. Yo, what up, Travis? How you doing? What would a Christmas tree look like? How would I even search for that? Let me think. Okay, I have a couple thoughts going through my head. The one is if I had some sort of function that could just look for noise. Like if I could just take one of these text files in and rank it based on how noisy it was and how uniform the data appears, I could, create a score, and then I could kind of go through the files that have the highest score. That's a simple way to do it. Probably contiguous white space might be the most obvious way to do it. I don't know if that's useless or useful. What I run part? Yeah, I ran. Okay. How big are these frames files? They're 8K each. Nah, it's not that big. 2.2 megs. Yeah, okay, we have 2 megs of frame data. It's not that big of a deal. Why do I keep running part 1? This is really cool, though. Like, this is sick. Okay, so it was horizontal, and then it went vertical. Horizontal. Vertical. Horizontal. Cool. Vertical's coming up. 268. There it is, vertical. Okay. Horizontal again. Okay, interesting. Horizontal. This is so sick. There's got to be sub pattern here. Vertical again. Okay. There's got to be some pattern I could get from this. This is crazy, man. Now I'm so curious about this because, like, everyone's puzzle input is different. So creators of Advent of Code, do they have to come up with a piece of code that can generate robot things, that can generate a picture? Like, I can't even imagine creating all the unique possible input to create this. There might be some really simple, like, math thing that I just am missing. It seems to be a common thread, but that's sick. I have a feeling. I have a feeling that this will probably run for a long time before we even can get anything meaningful out of it. This is really cool, though. Yeah, I feel like sitting here waiting for the tree to emerge probably isn't great. I'd probably take some time to get there. What are some things I could do? I could write a command line flag where you give it an iteration count and it will start there, because I can just jump the robots. I can just skip having to simulate it. I can jump them to, like, 10,000 in. And we can just start there. So we can start, like, bisecting time, but we don't even know, like, what an upper limit on this could be. Okay. It's going to go horizontal then vertical. That's what it's been doing. Horizontal. Vertical. Does it seem like the time between horizontal and vertical is getting smaller, and the time between vertical and horizontal is getting larger? It seems like they're coalescing. Like, we've seen nothing for a while. Horizontal. Vertical. There was like 8 spaces between them. Yeah, we're getting closer and closer. Cool. He surely starts from trees and runs a lot of steps backwards. Listen, when you say it like that, that's so obviously what's happening. Dude, there's only like 4 frames between them now. Yeah. No, you're totally right. They started with the tree and worked their way backwards, and they can just work in any number of arbitrary... Yeah, I don't know why I overcomplicated that. Horizontal. Vertical. There's only like 2 frames of difference between them. Every iteration I'm running 8K to my SSD. It seems like a waste. There's like 1 frame of difference between them, right? Okay. Okay. My concern is that will they start going backwards and get farther away from each other? They will. They will start going backwards and getting farther away from each other. So that sucks. I'm gonna stop it. We can write the code to start from an arbitrary position. Yeah. Check the convergence frame. I agree. I agree, and also even if I have it, I wonder if you count that many frames in the future, if they converge again, and if I should have to jump through those frames. Let's see. Temple Estro. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I already read that out loud. My bad. Welcome, first-time chatters. Also, if you're watching on Twitch and you haven't hit that follow button, shame on you. And I hope that the wizard doesn't harm you in the coming season. No, I'm just kidding. But go ahead and hit that follow button if you're watching on Twitch and you enjoy the content. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I love you. Kisses. Let's see. I like the hair. Thank you. Oh my God, Henry. I like you just in general. Let it snow. Hell yeah. It should be straightforward to see the tree if you dump the output in a file, then search with Vim, for example, a straight line of robots. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. True. That's what I'm thinking. There's going to be some way to figure out what a tree looks like. I would love to be able to do it programmatically. Let's see. Yeah, I got the frame numbers. I have them saved. I hated this one. Such bad wording for part two. Ooh, Dark Space. I'm always curious about your opinions on these. Like I mean that literally. Like you're someone who's gone through and done all of them. So yeah, yeah. Part one, I just breezed through. Part two is interesting. Let's see. Check the convergence frame. Going to do that. What is the Twitch link, by the way? I will link it for you. You know what? Actually, here you can use this link. Did that even? I don't even know if that created a hyperlink or not. But yeah, that should just redirect you to my Twitch because I usually don't remember my usernames on things. I just use my own website to do it. Here's what I'm gonna do. Let's see. Because I have all the frame data. Where was the convergence? Was it around like 2000? I think it was around 2000, right? I think it was around 2000, right? Wait, what am I trying to do? This is not going to work on this. Oh, man. Yo, Dark Space, are you Dark Space or Dr. Kevin Space? Worried Dave is mispronouncing you. Yeah, let me know. If I'm ever mispronouncing your names, just straight up let me know. Like, I'll fix it. I did it by looking at each. It was painful. Bruh. Yeah, I can't even imagine that. Here, let's try this. ysap.sh/Twitch. Does that link? It does link. If I click it, does it bring up my stream? It does. Cool. I'm going to go ahead and pin that in the channel in YouTube. So if you do want to go to my Twitch stream, that's how you do it. It's the same thing, just dual streaming. It's Dom, boys. Yo, what up? How you doing? He's starting to approach how far I managed in C. That's awesome. I was thinking about jumping into C to do this with like graphics. I was going to do like Raylib or something. But we're good. We're good. It was easy, but I thought we had to just know what a Christmas tree looks like to programmatically solve it, and I spent more time wondering what it means than doing part 1 and 2. Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go grab a drink. I'll be right back. Give me 2 minutes. I am back. part is cool because it's very open-ended. I like this. I like that I have to like scrub it visually. I could be totally wrong in how I'm approaching it right now, but I like the visual aspect of this. I think it's really cool. We know what the tree looks like. The problem isn't the same. Yeah, possibly. Don't give me any hints though. I don't wanna spoil it. Let's see. Dark space, gotcha. DRK are my initials and eventually I'll get a doctorate in something astronomy related, so it'll be Dr. K Space. Yo, that's sick, and I believe you. Like, I 100% believe you. That's sick. That's awesome. I think any big assumption on what a tree is less tedious than actually looking for a tree. Yeah. Love the shirt. Yo, appreciate it. You wouldn't exit Vim. It's not possible. You can find this on my merch store. Did you know that? This is on my merch store. You can go there. ysap.sh. That's my website. /merch. Look at that. I'm so good at selling my own stuff. Yeah. I did worry that it could possibly be something other than like a Christmas tree. Like if it looked like some sort of like binary tree or something. Like I thought about that. But I figure something would reveal itself to me. Let's see. Love the shirt. Buying it. Awesome. I love to hear that. Yeah, check it out. There's some cool merch in there. I definitely want to make some more merch. I like making You Suck at Programming merch, but I also just like very generic merch. Like stuff that doesn't even have my logo on it. Stuff that's just like, oh, I would actually just wear this. Like, this is cool. I think that's a cool way to approach merch. Why do I keep doing this? Look at that. 1985. Was 1985 the convergence point? Oh, it's like mixing 2-digit and 3-digit numbers. That's annoying. It's fine. Let's do it this way. You can't really see what I'm typing. For I equals 1900, I less than 2100, I plus plus, do, echo. We're just going to echo that frame. There we go. This way I guarantee they go in numeric order and not like word sort order. This is riveting gameplay. I do like the way it looks. I think it looks really neat. Hello. 1982. 1985. Okay. Hey, look at this. 2085, 2086. That's exactly 100 away. Watching the stars in the dark sky trying to find a tree. No, it's true. It's absolutely true. This is cool. Let's see. People talk about Vim, but exiting Nano without context is also such a pain. It's true, but Nano tells you at least at the bottom. Nano does at least give you that. Vim, I think if you actually hit Control-C a bunch of times, I think it eventually gives up and tells you. So is it 2085? So let's start at 2100 and work our way up to, I don't know, 2200. Let's just get an idea. We help if I didn't write 21,000. Should be around the 80s. Let's just jump there. No, let's just do it slowly. Okay. Come on. We're in the 80s. 2187. 2188. Yeah, it's like every 100 it does something. See. This is why the superior editor is Emacs. Mods. Get Amber out of here. To the Shadow Realm. Alright, I think... Okay. I think we're on to something. It's like 101 away. Yeah, it's like 101 away. I'm wondering if we just need to like... Okay, let's try this. Part 2. No longer write out frames. I think we need a start and a step. I think that's what we need. So start will be $1. A step will be $2. If they're not supplied, we'll start at iteration 0. And if it's not supplied, we will step by 1 iteration every time. Begin, Bane, and step. Cool. So now, when we run this simulation, do that. Let's just try that, because I should be able to... I haven't put the begin logic in yet. Cat real input, pipe into part 2, begin at 0, step by 5. There we go. That's kind of a cool way to see it. So, now we just need the begin. Trying to think of a... I should just abstract out this logic, but yeah. If begin is greater than 0, then we need to do this. I'm just going to copy and paste this logic. It's gross, but that's where we are. And then instead of the step, we do it by the beginning. Awesome. So I think if this works, we should be able to, let's begin at, let's just look at this. When did we get that horizontal? 25? Let's begin at 25. There we go. Cool. So if we begin at 25 and we step by 100, step by 101. I'm arbitrarily trying things. I guess we could look at the frame data, couldn't we? If we... for f in Start at 25. Let's go up to 250. Okay. 25 is the first horizontal one. Where's the next horizontal one? Vertical at 66. It's like 100 away, I think. Uh, 128. That is 103, right? 103? Yeah. I would have just gotten there. Oh! That might be something. Whoa! Yo, did you guys see it? I saw it. I absolutely saw it. What? Yo, what? That's sick. That is sick. What? Dude, this is, yo, what? What? Yo. This is insane. Oh my God. Let's put like a 0.2 sleep in here. Oh my God. It ran for a while. I think it started at like, I don't know, 25. It's 25 times, and we step 103. So 25 plus, you can't see as I'm doing math on a different thing. 103 times, let's jump in 30 frames. We'll start at 30115. At some point, this just turned into a cute little Christmas tree. I may already be too far past it, to be honest. I don't know if I jumped too far ahead. Ah! What? Dude! No way! Oh my God. Now, I don't know if this is the earliest it appears, because that was the question. Seven three something. It was 7-3 something. I'm just doing math on a different thing. I think it's 71. 7338. Yeah. I think it's frame 7338. That's insane. Now, I do not know that 7338 is the answer. I don't know that, because it could have appeared sooner than that, and the question is sooner. I could test the answer, but I don't want to just test the answer. I would like to be sure. So I think, take the sleep out, if we start at 7338 and we run the simulation, what'll happen is we should see it again, and if we see it again before 7338 times 2, then we know that it happened sooner. If we see it after 7338 times 2, then we know it comes after. We're already after. Yeah. Oh, look at that! That's sick! That is sick! Oh my God. When did it appear next? This is insane, guys. This is so cool. $17 something. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Is there any reason you can't start at 7338 and step by minus 100? No, there's no reason I can't do that. That is probably something I could do. That is a good call. I didn't even think about running it backwards. What happens when we hit 0? Oh, it just works. Yeah. That is so cool. That is sick to just watch like that happen in real time. Oh my god. 7338. 7338. So we just did like 7300 and just step by 1. Like it's just random static and then suddenly oh, that's so sick. That is so sick. What? That may have been one of the coolest puzzles I've done. Oh my god. That was so sick. That was so sick. I don't even remember what to do. I'm 99% sure that's the right answer, so I'm fine saying this. Check if any 2 robots occupy the same cell. Okay. Let's try this. Because I think the question is, what is the fewest number of seconds? Yeah. Let's do this. 7338 was the frame. I'm hoping I'm not like off by 1 or something. That's the right answer. You are 1 gold star closer to finding the chief historian. Insane. That was so sick. That's so sick, dude. Oh my god, that's awesome. Oh, that's incredible. So were the vertical and horizontal bar thingies false leads? That's a good question. Let's do that. Let's test the vertical one and figure out what happened there. Maybe it coalesces at 7338 as well. And then I want to do Dark Space's thing and check the count of the robots that are there and see if maybe I display them differently if I get something like different. Let's see. Wow, that is so sick. Okay, so what was I going to do? I was going to look for the horizontal frames, right? Yes, that was the horizontal one. Not a false lead. Oh, okay. If anyone's doing this puzzle and doesn't want anything spoiled, close your ears for what I'm about to say. I'm going to read this chatter out in Twitch. But they said you can use Chinese remainder theorem to solve this. That's cool. I have no idea what that is, but that's really interesting. I'm going to look that up. But yeah, hopefully that didn't spoil anything if you're trying to do this, because that might be what you're looking for. It was like 60 something, I think, was the first vertical one. Yeah. 66 was the first vertical one. It was like 167, I think. 167. 66, 167. Okay. So that's a difference of 101. So if we run this, I wonder if it'll coalesce at 7338. Yeah, okay. So it does coalesce. These two things kind of just coalesce and we get the Christmas tree out of it. So it could have just been either one that I picked. Awesome. Yeah, I don't know the math behind it. Maybe it's that Chinese remainder theorem thing. But that's really, really cool to see. Let's see. I checked for if the standard deviation of the robot X and Y coords were far below the average standard deviation. That's cool. That's cool. A way of programmatically determining if you're looking at something that's more uniform. There's something with the part 1 metric too. I think I remember it's the frame with the lowest safety factor. Is it? Interesting. I guess that would make sense. They're all kind of just clumped up. But yeah, so what was the thing I wanted to check? I wanted to check, Dark Space said, check if any 2 robots occupy the same cell. Now this is going to be difficult because the way I chose to print them is I used colons and apostrophes, so I would need some sort of way of representing that. But let's go ahead let's CP part 2 to snapshot frame. That's what we're going to call it. So now we have this new script called snapshot frame. And the way this will work is, yeah, well, we won't take a step. We'll just take a number and it will just print that specific frame to the screen. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Okay, so snapshot frame, you just give it the frame you want and it will generate it for you. Let's just make sure all this looks normal. Yeah, we don't need any of this stuff. So if I run snapshot frame, cat the real input into snapshot frame, and we want 7338. Well, I saw the Christmas tree. This terminal's a little bit too big, but yeah. Okay, so now we have a working script where we can just give it a frame number and we can snapshot it. So now that we can do that, snapshot frame 7338, real input. Awesome. That's really cool. So now that we see that, now we have to find a different way of displaying this. So check the number of robots. Now I think I threw out that. We're in snapshot frame, so we don't need num robots in area. Yep. No, we do increment it. So we actually do keep track of that logic. So when we're doing this, oh yeah, we just check to see if it's set. That's all we're doing. We just check to see if it's set. But these are technically the number of times it appears. So we could come up with different ways of displaying this. I'm going to try this. I'm going to throw away this logic that I had down here. Yeah, I'm just going to toss this logic and we're just going to do it. So it's going to be stretched vertically. We're not going to try and condense two lines into one line. And the way we're going to accomplish this is just grab the number here, colon, period. So if this works, when we call snapshot frame, it's going to be twice as tall. There we go. Yeah, so we can see that. Wow, this is still cool to look at. They're all one across the board. Now hold on, did I do something wrong? Did I actually increment it? Let me just make sure I'm doing what I think I'm doing in this script. Robots key plus plus, yeah. So I'm incrementing it, so if they were in the same spot, they should show up in this. What were you saying, dark space? Check if any two robots occupy the same cell. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, I see what you're saying. So another way I could have looked for this programmatically, most likely, or at least found frames of interest, would be to find a frame where that makes perfect sense. So just generate frames until you find one where all robots are in their own unique cell. That's an interesting way, because even if that didn't perfectly solve it, yeah, you would cut down the data set. You'd have to assume that it's like that. Yeah, I wonder if there's probably no reason it had to be like that, but maybe it is. I don't know. I haven't read the wording too strictly, but that's sick. This is the only frame because that's how it was generated, probably. Yeah, that's a good point. But like, it didn't have to be like that. Like, if I were generating this, I could have imagined this spot right here had 5 robots, all with different VX and VY, maybe. I don't know if there's any rule that says it has to be like that. But either way, like, it was, and that worked. So that's awesome. That's a cool way of determining it programmatically. Yeah, because my solution required a human to be here and be like, oh, hey, I see it. Yeah, mine still required some sort of visual inspection. There was no purely programmatic way that I had come up with to do it. This is sick. This is really, really cool. Wow. Wow, this is a really, really fun problem. It doesn't. It's not a general solution. Yeah. But it worked for you, so that's awesome. What a coincidence right after you did your Christmas tree. That's true. I mean, funny enough, I did my Christmas tree 10 days after this puzzle was released, but I didn't spoil any of the puzzles. Yeah, so if anyone's watching, go ahead and curl xmas.ysap.sh, pipe it to bash. Always be careful when you pipe things to bash. I have a whole video on why you should be careful doing that and ways that I can actually trick you. Do I have that file up? files.daveeddy.com/script? No way. Oh my god, I do have it up. Yeah, here's a fun little lesson. I made a YouTube video on this if anyone's interested. You can curl this script from my one of my web servers and look at the script. Like, it looks safe to run, right? Hello, this is a fun and safe script from the internet. Your username is user and your machine's name is hostname. I'm trying to think. I think it pastes my clipboard. So let me put something in my clipboard real quick. I'm just going to put ysap in my clipboard. So echo ysap pipe into pb copy. There we go. So now if you take this script and you were to pipe it to sh, hacked, lol, clipboard is ysap. So even though that script looks safe to run, I have a whole video explaining how I do this. This script looks safe to run, and I'm not going to lie to you. The server doesn't detect if it's being piped. No, the server's always giving you the same bits. It looks like this, but when you actually run it, it does something different. I will show you why that is. There's a couple ways we can do this. Let's silence curl, and let's just write this out to bad script. Let's go ahead and cat bad script. Looks safe, right? Pipe it to sh. Nope, not safe. So what's happening here? There's a couple ways you can get around this. I think on a Mac I have viz. Let's make some characters visible that weren't visible before. I think cat-v is another one, but people consider this harmful. We could pipe it to bat. There's all sorts of ways to see it. Easiest way would just be to vim it. So basically, this is what the script actually does. It has some logic here, and then it has these ANSI escape codes up here to move the cursor back up and overwrite the line. So these lines are here. We just move the cursor back up, hide them from the user. When you cat them, they're actually there for a very small period of time. And you get this, but this never actually runs because the exit is here. So what we do is we grab what's in your clipboard using Excel or PB paste, and then we just print hacked LOL, your clipboard is this. So kind of scary, obviously. A little bit nerve-wracking to see your own clipboard show up. But yeah, so I made a whole video explaining like how that's possible. So be very careful when you curl things from the internet and pipe them to bash. I mean that. Now that I've gotten that out of the way, you can curl this from my web server and pipe it to bash, and you can trust me because I'm a good guy. How fun is that? Let's see. Oh, this is cool. I love having a second monitor. This is so sick. Stream health is good. I got 11 viewers on Twitch. Yo, I'm crushing it. 28 viewers on YouTube. Look, dude, I'm a streamer now. What can I say? Yeah, so I don't think I'm going to do day 15. It'd be fun to do a new puzzle, but I'm a little bit spent, and sometimes these puzzles end up taking like 5 hours, and I don't want to do that. We've already knocked out 2 hours. So I'll probably call it relatively soon, maybe in the next like 10 minutes, but I'll hang out for a bit. Who cares says if you say so. I don't even remember what I said that you could be responding to. Dude, words come out of my mouth and I instantly forget what I said. It's amazing. I just learned to tune myself out. I have no time to be safe. Listen, I appreciate that. Someone commented on one of my... Oh man, I made a post about how you could curl this and pipe it to bash. And one person commented and they were like, there's no way I'd run bash with those pleb permissions. I'm obviously running it with sudo. And I was like, bro, incredible comment. Some piano now? Oh, is that what you guys want? Can do some of that. Let's see. Look at that. Ooh, a little autofocus. I should probably just set the focus manually. What should we play? don't curl the shell until I get fed up doing it, and then I live dangerously lazy again. I love that. I mean, don't, but you know, I respect it. It was in reference to you saying we can curl against the second script and it'll be safe. Not the first one you showed. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, listen. At the end of the day, if you're curling my code and you're running it through Bash, yeah, you're taking that responsibility on yourself. You shouldn't do that. You should trust but verify. You can trust me. I'm a trustworthy guy, and that's great, but like, you should always verify. Also, my servers can be hacked, so I mean, like, even if I mean well, something bad could happen in transit even. So be careful with that. How serious are Twitch categories? I'm in the software and game development category. Do people care that I'm just playing piano now? Should I change categories? Does it matter? Oh man, is the piano, is it too loud? What I could do, I've thought about doing this. And you guys let me know what you think. Give me a second. Let me figure out how to do this. Audio input capture. Let's call this desktop. Devices. Can I do just a desktop audio capture? Sorry, I'm relatively new to this whole streaming world. Nostalgia. You need a little desk mixer. Yeah, I think I do. Like literally, I think I do. The more I get into this. macOS audio capture. Let's call this desktop. Desktop audio capture. Beautiful. Okay. I'm going to mute myself, and you guys let me know how this sounds. Let me know if it's too quiet or loud or whatever. Gotcha. Okay. This is all good to hear. Here is my plan. Ready for this? I have headphones I can put on. I'm going to try this. I've tossed headphones on. Oh no, you'll still pick up my click clacking. That might be too much click clacking. We'll see how that sounds. People are saying it's a little quiet. All right. I think I have audio filters. What do we have? Compressor. Ooh, I just have a gain filter. I can just do a gain on it. I'm going to put some gain on the desktop audio. We'll see. How does that sound? Because I have no feedback. I have no feedback. So how does that sound to everyone? I boosted the gain pretty high on the desktop audio. Hopefully no other notification sounds go through. Also, how's the click clacking? Bit of clipping. Okay. You should get the nice bass though. Now, do you like it better with the click clacking of the keys, or should I mute myself? Mute myself. All right, how's that? I feel like that's pretty good, actually. These headphones are coming off. I can't wear headphones in my own house. That's insane. Oh, man. Look at this. We're getting there. We are slowly becoming a real streamer. How crazy is that? Best so far. Yeah, that's awesome. I think the direct desktop audio capture with a little bit of gain on it is probably the way to go. Was that a YSAP original? Most of it was. I think at one part I started playing whatever this was. That's from Zelda 1 for the NES. That is the whenever you're in one of the, or they just call them levels, the dungeons basically. But the rest of it was original. Used to play electronic drum kits, so the click clacking is just part of the instrument experience. Yep, same. Like I don't even notice it. It's just what it sounds like to play on these electronic devices. Is that the... It's the McDonald's sound, isn't it? Like the McDonald's beeping, whatever that is. That's what that was. That's exactly what that was. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? I don't even know how to explain it. It's just the beeping noise you hear when you're in a McDonald's. Like I don't know how to explain that. That's a coin in Mario. Here's an extra life in Mario. Oh man. What does it sound like with both antidote sources at the same time? I don't know what that means. Do you mean like if I did the desktop audio plus the thing? I don't know. You guys tell me how good this sounds. Talking about the air fryer going off. Yeah, exactly. You have to, or the fryer, not the air fryer. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm talking about. Oh, dude, autocomplete, brutal. Okay, got what you're saying. Yeah, what'd it sound like? I mean, that was with both sources on. So you tell me if that was good or not. Yeah. Oh, someone in Twitch chat says ysap.sh/GitHub results in a 404. The link from Twitch about. Interesting. That should work. If it doesn't work, obviously it means I did something wrong. My other website, daveeddy.com/GitHub will get you there. That should work no problem. Let me look at this. I know you can't see what I'm doing. That's okay. Oh, that makes sense. Yep. Actually, wait, I can show you guys real quick what I'm doing here. Best without the mic. Okay, cool. Good to know. I'll show you guys what I'm doing here. I don't want to show too much. I'm logged into my web server right now, and it's just an Nginx configuration. So if you're ever curious how my website works, I mean, this is what it looks like. So we have ysap.sh and /TikTok/TT/YouTube/Instagram. They're just redirects. So it does look like I'm missing one for GitHub. Let's just add one real quick. GitHub should bring you to github.com/Bahamas10. There you go. So that should work. And then restart Nginx. There you go. So now let's hold on, I don't want to give away any web server information there. Even though it's all behind a proxy, it should be fine. All right. So now if we just curl ysap.sh/GitHub, we should get a redirect. Look at that, 302 found. Cap I, let's do a head request on it. And then we'll just grep for location. Looks like it's lowercase. That's interesting. Cool, look at that, location, github.com/this, and I'm just gonna click it real quick and make sure it opens. Nice, it opens, cool, that links to my GitHub. Yeah, so it should be all set for you now. Also, you say it works, great. Awesome, yeah, thanks for pointing that out. Yeah, I must have just missed that. I know for a fact I have it set up on my main website. I think I probably just assumed that it was on here. So when I say my main website, I mean davebuddy.com. Yeah, that forwards to www. Okay, sure. Okay, awesome. And then I need HTTPS. Awesome, cool. There we go. We eventually got there. I could have used my do I have untiny? Yeah, I wrote this thing called untiny to untiny a URL. All it does is follow redirects. So can I just do this? Oh, it just slowly brought me there. That actually didn't work. I don't know. Whatever. I need to work on it. I don't really care about that. Sudo bang bang. Yeah, I just never committed that syntax to memory. I barely use it. Yeah, I don't know. I probably could, but it's just easy for me to hit Control P, Control A, sudo, space. Yeah, so Control P to bring up, like Control P and Control N, I use that instead of up and down because it's just so much faster. Control P, Control A, and then I'm basically there. Yeah, so I guess that's it. Probably call it a night here. That is so sick to be able to see that. That is so awesome. My God, that's cool. This is gonna make a fun video. You know, Amber, when I said that, what went through the back of my mind is those are actually just Emacs shortcuts, and I wasn't gonna bring that up. And then I remembered that you're in my chat and then you like Emacs, and I was like, huh, I wonder if Amber's gonna pick up on that. And you did. I'm not even kidding, that went through my head. Like, I'm literally not joking, that went through my head. So that's really funny. So yeah, you were on top of it. I respect that. I respect that hustle real good. All right, everyone. I think I'm going to call it there. Thank you for tuning in. I'll be back. We're going to bang out some more Advent of Code. That was day 14 in the books. If you want to watch this VOD will go on YouTube immediately. I don't have to upload. I'm dual streaming to YouTube, so once I'm done streaming, it's just up there as a VOD. I will also go through and cut up all the episodes into smaller YouTube videos, so I cut out parts where I'm leaving, talking to chat. I just focus on the code mostly. That is a more prepared version. I'm currently up to day 6. So day 6 of the edited is up there, but I'm slowly working through the backlog. I don't have an editor, and it's time consuming. So yeah, thank you for tuning in, everyone. Appreciate it. If you're in the Twitch chat and you like what you see, go ahead and hit that follow button. I'd appreciate it. And if you're in the YouTube chat and you like what you see, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would also appreciate it. Yeah, I think that's all I got for you gamers. Anything left? Let's see. Matt says, have a good night. Later, bashers. Yo, you as well, man. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it, everyone. All right, gamers. Heading out. Take care. Have a good night.